Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this as a rerun instead of the live version, you can skip ahead, I don't know, 25 minutes. Just getting on here early for the heck of it because I'm bored and I want to see what other people got to say. There you go. Hope you know what's going on. We got a shooting event, fishing tournaments, all kinds of stuff. So get her done, man. Let's have our morning, Waylon. Say, Waylon, do you have any information on how to get a hold of Mr. Heinley? I don't know where he's at or what he's doing or anything like that, but I'm reaching the age. You don't? Okay. Reaching the age where I want to reach out to people that have influenced me. And I got to say that one guy that influenced me quite a bit in high school was that dude right there. So, like, he doesn't have social media or anything that I know of at this point. Well, cheers. Ivermectin Saturday morning. Good to have. What the hell is the weather doing? At least the wind went down. Holy moly. Cheers. I think after 3 years, that would be easier to take, and it's not at all. Ugh. All right. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I asked Shannon. I got contact with him, and he thinks he can find information, but he has not texted me back in 2 weeks about finding information on him. So, I wonder if I could do a Google search on him. I wonder if the school would know. What is this? What? He's on Facebook? Really? I'll be damned. Good enough. Well, let me go search the dude right now. I must not have been. There it is. Oh, I am friends with him. What? Oh, he just doesn't answer any of his stuff. That's what's going on. So he probably never checks it. Holy moly here. I'm going to send him a message. We'll see how that goes. All right. We'll see if he actually responds back here. Interesting. Yeah, I'm so far removed, Waylon, from knowing anything about him that I would believe that he probably has kids. I have no idea. No clue, man. I know I shaved his stash off. I know that. I know that. All right. Oh, man. Have you seen the folks in Velva a little bit disgruntled at the latest advisory meeting? Rightfully so. Go to mydakotan.com. News source. Morning, Eric. Oh, man. So I got a new cow dog puppy. I think you guys know about it last week here, but stressful. So I've never had a female cow dog before. And this one's pushing all the buttons to the point where I think I'm going to either go insane or have a hell of a cow dog. One of the two. I don't know, but we'll find out here in a few months. Man, oh man. She is pushing the buttons there. Big Daddy Dave. Yeah. Little fishy. It's going to be, hopefully. What the hell have you been at, man? I mean, you get to the top of the totem pole where you don't have to work Saturdays, and now they cut you back down here? Or what's going on, man? Wouldn't that be nice? It's like you try to work your way up in the radio business. So, okay. So anybody that is in the radio business listening to me or not, it doesn't matter. But here's the thing. My first job was up in Minot when I was in college up in that way. But anyway, my first job, full-time job, was in Bowman, North Dakota at a station called KPOK. And I got hired on at $600 a month. Okay. $600 a month. I used to be good at math. Okay. And that was, holy shit. That was 30 years ago. All right. So the morning job at KPOK in Bowman, working 3 hours in the morning doing radio, $600 a month. I am now doing voice tracking a morning show in a Montana radio station, and I get paid $600 a month. 30 years later, the pay is that good. Yeah. It hasn't changed in 30 damn years. And then you think you work your way up where you don't have to work Saturday mornings, and here I am Saturday morning. What do you have? Working a history conference. I'm filling in. Have you got the info on the Lake Sharp Showdown? I have not. Send me the information on Lake Sharp Showdown, please. I appreciate that. Which Montana station? So it is 960 KFLN. Just a small time. Oh, time check. Yeah, I can do that. Time check. Just past 6:56. I'll do it here in a little bit, Todd. Sorry about that. So here's the thing about it. Yeah. Dave, Minnesota. Good morning, Dave from Minnesota. The thing about it is I enjoy doing like morning shows and stuff. And Todd, you know this better than anybody. I did not know how to do radio until Phil Parker gave me some lessons on how to do radio in the morning. All right. And I was seriously, I was listening to the station. I was listening to the rock side. They have an AM and FM, and the FM's a rock station. And I'm listening, and I'm like, the dude's like trying to run both stations. He's like running back and forth from the studios. And I said, I have a studio set up. If you have voice tracking, I can do this. And so that's how that started. All right, 6:57:00, 7:57:00 Central Time on, are you ready for this? Are you ready? On Mark. So anyway, that's how it started out that way. And, I enjoy it. I enjoy voice tracking because you don't have to sit there all the time and listen to the music. Let's see here. All right. See if he answers first time. I do enjoy what I do.
Hello, you've reached Kevin Vaughn at Wild Walleye.
What?
Just leave your name and number and a short message.
Bullshit, Kevin here. What the hell, man? Come on, man. That's not how it works. Oh, there you go. Hey, who is this?
This is Kevin.
I was just texting you. was like, it went to voicemail on me, man. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I hit answer and I could hear you talking the whole time, but
Oh, it went straight to voicemail on your end, man.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. No, I hit the answer button and then I could hear you talking, and then I got a text as it went to voicemail, and I'm thinking that's weird because I can hear you, and then all of a sudden we're talking.
I'm telling you, damn Chinese spy balloons, man, they're messing with us.
Right,
messing with us. We're live on YouTube, by the way. Big let's see, Jim says good morning here. Wayne, good morning. Remember when you did What's on Your Mind on K-Fire? That was a good show. Yeah, I do remember. I was just talking, Kevin, here. I was going through BS in here with the folks on YouTube. 30 years ago, I started radio, and my first full-time job was in Bowman, North Dakota, and my gross salary was $600 a month. Are you ready? Now, 30 years later, I'm voice tracking a morning show in Montana, and I get paid $600 a month 30 years later. That is the life of a... So when you hear of somebody in the radio business, you know damn well they're doing it for the love of it, not the money. Every single one of these stations that are listening right now and they're watching my YouTube feed, they're there not because of the damn money. I guarantee it. So if you know a radio announcer or you listen to radio on a full-time basis, call them up and let them know that you appreciate what's going on. Todd Mitchell says, no, I'm in it for the money. Bullshit, Todd. I know better than that. 7:00 straight up on check. Come on. Shit. All right, let's go. Big Daddy Dave says radio's a blast. April 29th and 30th for that tournament. Okay. 29th and 30th. The Lake Sharp Showdown Fishing Tournament. April 29th and 30th. Huh. Oh, man. Good enough. Eric says, I've not seen any information on the kids fishing tournament at Farm Island in May. Well, when you do, please send it my way. Appreciate that. We got all the fishing people listening this morning, man.
It sounds like it. Yeah, we have our first event coming up April 29th and 30th for the series this year.
Yep, I see that. That's what I want to get in here. Make sure we get everything filled up here. Tim says, guys around here eager for open water fishing. I'm thankful for really good feeder calf prices. Yeah, no shit. Well, I'll check that YouTube link out, Todd, here after a bit.
We got lucky down here, and the lakes have all kind of opened up. So
have they?
We've actually been able to get out on the boats a little bit and get some fishing in.
I haven't checked. Let's see. I did the Boxers and Beer Cancer Center in Bismarck fundraiser. The Missouri River looks pretty much open in Bismarck, Mandan area. So
yeah,
most of them are pretty much open right now, I think.
Yep. And as far as I know, they have ramps in at Chamberlain even.
Do they? Okay.
Yep.
Wayne says, your radio expertise is great, but you have to work on your negotiating skills. Isn't that the damn truth? Yeah. All right. Stations 70230, 80230 coming up your way here in just a little bit here. I got his number. Okay. 70230 on Mark. Oh, man. So what's been new down in the Sturgis area?
Not a whole lot. We just, like I said, getting the boats out and getting to doing a little fishing, and then winter come back this weekend. So
yeah,
we got
hell. Did you get, I mean, was it down in the 30s? And I mean, we had 8 above with wind chill here yesterday morning.
I guess I don't know how cold. I know it was down high 20s, low 30s, snowed, blowing snow off and on here in Sturgis the last 2 days.
Okay.
There's just a skiff of light snow sticking to the ground now. That's kind of like more of a crust than anything. As soon as that sun comes up, it'll be gone. But wind's just blowing beneath the bed 2 days straight.
Sakes, man, yeah. I'm kind of wondering, how this year is going to go because, we had all this moisture. I mean, we had snow since October all the way through. And everybody's like, well, we're going to see a wet year and we're going to make a lot of hay. And I'm looking at this going the last couple of weeks. I'm like, we actually needed some moisture. It was drier than hell up in this area. So,
yeah, it's been pretty dry here too. A lot of these lakes really, really needed this water to come back just to try and get through another year. Ormond, luckily they filled that and it's filled up pretty good, but Angostura still has a ways to go. Yeah.
What feeds Angostura?
The Cheyenne there.
Okay.
Feeds in the south end or whatever there it starts.
Yeah. I got to get down. I'm trying to expand like all in 1 year, Kevin, and I should have did this years ago when I was younger.
Oh, you got to love it though.
I do love it. I really do. My wife shakes her head sometimes wondering why I do what I do, but I really enjoy it. So, all right, we're about 60 seconds to showtime, man. 60 seconds to showtime.
Okay. Yeah, my wife, we've got about a month, just over a month straight where every weekend we're pulling the boat and camper for a tournament somewhere.
Are you? Good. And she's into this, right? I mean, she supports that?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
She absolutely, she helps me out with it, has a blast. When I'm fishing the tournament, she don't like to be anywhere near me, but when I'm putting it on and not fishing, she loves to help.
Yeah. I'd like to do more. I'd like to find all right, stand by. 30 seconds. I'm going to go quiet here, Kevin, so stand by. 30 seconds of showtime. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors, heard live and local all across the Dakota Territory and great radio stations, all the way from Pierce, South Dakota, KGFX, Mobridge, South Dakota, KOLY, Bismarck, Mandan, North Dakota, the voice of the Northern Plains, KFYR, 550 AM, and 910 in Minot on KCJB, and also in the Western Edge, KLTC in Dickinson. Good to have you along here this morning as we're talking fishing today, because as the I hope winter's over. I mean, this last couple days here doesn't sound, it sure didn't seem like winter was over by any means, but we have Kevin Vaughn from Wild Walleye Outfitters out of Sturgis, South Dakota with me. Good morning, Kevin. How you been?
Oh, been doing good. Just trying to stay out of the wind and cold the last couple days.
Man, is winter ever going to be done with here on us, or are we just going to be in like a 7-month winter?
Oh, I'm kind of questioning that myself. I think we're just going to go straight from winter into summer about August.
Yeah, isn't that the truth here? I mean, we had one up, at least at the ranch here, we had one day like a couple of 3 weeks ago, it was like 88 degrees, and then bam, yesterday morning it was 8 above with the wind chill. And I tell you this, my baby calves, they don't like it so much.
Yeah, they're not the only ones that don't like it so much. Them fish sure don't appreciate it much either, especially this time of year when they're trying to get spawned out, and then you get all them nice warm water temperatures and they get to doing their thing, and then all of a sudden you get a huge cold snap like this. And
Well,
It
let's
messed
talk
with
about this. How, so Kevin Vaughn is with Wild Walleye Outfitters out of Sturgis. If you guys want to go out fishing and enjoy Western South Dakota fishing, he can sure take you out there and do that. How does this weather, how does this cold weather warm up, cool down, especially in Sturgis, because you guys have a different weather pattern than most of North and South Dakota. I mean, you guys have like a special little corner of the state down there that usually sees warmer temperatures than what the rest of the state does earlier on. And how does this affect the spawning going on in some of these smaller lakes?
In a lot of these smaller lakes and stuff, it helps just so that, we get an earlier spawn. We spawn about the same time as the river really out here.
You do. Okay.
And it's all, it's all just the water temperature, you get water pushing in and some of these lakes that are fed, and them fish will actually even start spawning with ice still on the lake. So,
well, and
as soon as that water temperature hits that degree, they're taking off. But then they'll get to going, and then they get that cooler water, and you hope that it's kind of after the majority are done, but it can kind of set them back a couple days, and then they'll wait for that water to warm back up and then take off again.
So, record amount of snowfall in most of North and South Dakota. Are the smaller lakes, are the bigger lakes like Lake Hawaii, everything, are we going to look at water levels back up where they should be, or are we going to be still a little bit shy on those?
I don't think we're going to quite hit full capacity. I think, we've been low for a couple years now. So it's going to take a couple really good years to see, plumb full lakes again, like we used to. Fortunately for Ormond, it's fed, so it's almost back to full already. But you take like Angostura down by Hot Springs, it still has a ways to come up, and it could still take quite a bit of water. By no means is it full.
Yeah, it's something, with the record amount of snowfall and all this runoff that everybody's been having, that you wouldn't see these lakes at their full capacity. Now, fishing wise, is it time to get out shore fishing for those, what do the people call them, snot rockets, for the northerns?
Yeah, now is a great time to be going and getting some big smelt, and throwing them on some treble hooks and getting out there, especially if there's still ice on kind of the main part and there's edges.
Really?
Get that big smelt right on them edges, and it kind of represents like that smelt was stuck up in the ice all winter and falling down, and then big pike will just be cruising. Leave them up suspended in that water column, just set them a few feet under, and then big pike cruise and pick them dead baits that were stuck in that ice all winter out. So, yeah, that's one good way to get them from shore there.
You see a lot of people out there shore fishing, and especially in the earlier season. Is that a good way to go for after walleye too, or is best to get in a boat and go out there and do some trolling out that way?
This time of year, both methods are fairly effective. Slow pitch and jigs, especially when them fish are spawning. Shore fishing is highly, highly productive. Even after shore fishing with just crappie rigs and minnows and sitting back in your chair towards evening is super highly effective for walleye, especially post spawn. More of this spawn, you're going to want to work, wind blown edges, rocks, and you're going to want to be pitching almost parallel with the shoreline, staying right up close, right towards evening after dark. Them fish are going to be up in, a foot or less of water splashing around.
Really?
And that's when you'll get a lot of aggressive males. Yeah. Or if you're fishing in a boat right now, we've had luck with ripping wraps, pitch ripping wraps up real shallow, and then you just kind of pop them back and you work them in more of a vertical presentation. And that's been pretty effective for us the last couple of days too.
So when you say shallow, how shallow are you getting if you're in a boat? I mean, what do you consider shallow?
I'm putting the back end of my boat or my trolling motor into the wind at 8 feet, and I am trying to hit a dry rock with my lure and bounce it in the water shallow.
Okay.
I want to hit right at the edge of them rocks to where, an inch of water or less, and then bring my presentation back out.
Has it been
And
successful?
by doing that,
I mean, have you been out there and being successful right now?
Oh, we have been. I made it out earlier this week. We had one pretty good day, about 17 fish in a few hours there. And that was basically all just off of rip and wraps right there. A couple on some dead sticks, but just working that rip and wrap back, and it was really effective.
Yeah. So what's the biggest northern that you've caught or helped somebody catch so far?
The biggest northern I have caught was a 15-pounder out of just a little lake out by the river on an 8-ounce jig head and some 6-pound mono fishing for crappies.
You didn't break the line?
No, actually, it was weird because we graphed it, and it was just one of them big old marks that you look at. And I had made the comment to my buddy just one time, I want to hook into one of them marks like that after I mark it and just see exactly what it is, just how big a fish it is. And that way get a real good reference point of it. Mm-hmm. And about that time I had a little ding, ding. Oh, another crappie. And I set that hook, and it just, there went the drag. It was like, oh my goodness. And we kind of followed that fish around with the trolling motor and let him play himself out. And we got him in, got a couple pictures, and threw him back in the lake. And it was pretty neat.
Yeah, you see a lot of people. We'll continue this conversation, talking fishing this morning on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. We'll be back after our first break here across the Dakota Territory. And thank you for watching on our YouTube channel, YouTube Live right now. Back after these messages. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the Door Farm Retirement Auction out of Kenmare, North Dakota, Tuesday, April 25th. The Weber online-only equipment auction in Cando, North Dakota on Thursday, May 4th. And on Friday, May 5th, the Eastern Montana Regional Equipment Auction out of Ekalaka, Montana. Tuesday, May 9th, the Blana Farm Retirement Equipment Auction in Kensal, North Dakota. For more information or to bid online, go to Pfeiffer's.com. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at dakotacommunitybank.com. That's dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the Door Farm Retirement Auction out of Kenmare, North Dakota, Tuesday, April 25th. The Weber online-only equipment auction in Cando, North Dakota on Thursday, May 4th. And on Friday, May 5th, the Eastern Montana Regional Equipment Auction out of Ekalaka, Montana. Tuesday, May 9th, the Blana Farm Retirement Equipment Auction in Kensal, North Dakota. For more information or to bid online, go to Pfeiffer's.com. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
That road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues on a Saturday morning, live and local across the Dakota Territory. And a lot of people say, well, how local are you? I get it. Well, maybe not as local as, like living in the towns where all the radio stations are, but we still consider ourselves local, right? And it's live show. You can call in 888-932-5682. One of the last remaining radio programs that is where you can actually call in and join in on the conversation. We're talking fishing. Kevin Vaughn from Wild Walleye Outfitters is my guest. Now, Kevin, during the break, we're also discussing you are a 50% ownership in a construction company too. What's the name of that one?
K&K Contractors.
K&K Contractors. Now, when I first met you, you were working at one of the sawmills, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
decide
Was a
go
mill
off-
writing at a sawmill.
Yeah. Now you're off on your own, doing your own thing, fishing walleye. And when you first started this, you said, I'm going to try to do this because not only do I enjoy it, but if I get paid to do what I enjoy. And it's turned into quite of a nice little outfitting thing for you here. And one of the things we want to discuss before I forget in the entire show is you have the Wild Walleye Outfitter series coming up. And you have limited to 62-person teams with an alternate, but is there any teams open yet? Is there any spots open a person could get in on this?
Yes, there are still plenty of spots open. Right now we have about 12 teams competing this year.
Okay.
So we didn't quite get the number we were hoping for, but we're still going full ahead and got everything ready for them. All the coats bought and the spot in the Governor's Cup there. So we're going to go ahead and send them 12 teams out and crown one of them best out west here and send them up to Pierre and try their luck up at the Governor's Cup with Kurt Underhill and the fishing crew.
That'd be awesome. And at any level of fishing expertise, right? I mean, sometimes the folks that have the least amount of experience sometimes do pretty well, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes not having 15 or 20 years worth of bad habits stacked up behind you pays off. And I've got a buddy that fishes with me quite a bit, and he's not a walleye fisherman. He's a bass fisherman, but he'll come out and he'll tie on some of the some things that I will just look at and I will shake my head, and 10 minutes later I'm asking if he's got another one so I can catch a fish.
So tell me the difference here between bass fishermen or anglers, I should say. I got to be politically correct because there might be some people listening that still drink Bud Light. Between bass anglers and and walleye anglers, what's the difference here?
You know,
I might get in trouble for that one, Kevin. I know I'm going to get in trouble. I know that.
I'm trying to stop laughing. You know, there is no real difference. Bass guys love casting. Walleye guys are getting into casting for walleyes like they do bass now. It's just your preferred preference. Is one easier to catch than others? Some days not. You know, really it's more of just a personal preference. He likes to fight a bass, and I like catching walleye. I also like trolling a lot, and you catch a lot of walleye trolling, you don't catch many bass trolling. So, no, I give the bass guys credit that can sit there and throw them lures all day long and keep going. I know when we get to pitching jigs and stuff, my arm gets to hurting.
Yeah. I just had a message from a guy in Mobridge. Says walleye anglers are the Creedmoor guys of the fishing world. Come on, seriously. I shoot a 6.5 Creedmoor and he's now making fun of that. So
like I said, there's no winning. That's a loaded question. Either you're a bass guy or you're a walleye guy. And, you know, I always like to tell the joke, you know why God made bass?
Why is that?
That way everybody could catch fish. You know why God made walleye?
Why is that?
So he could separate the men from the boys.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. And you can find Kevin at Wild Walleye Outfitters to talk to him about that instead of sending it to me all the time. Yeah. He said he just responded back on that one, Kevin. He says, ouch. But you look at the difference here. I mean, you look at a walleye, a boat rigged up for walleye and a bass boat, definitely two different styles just for the equipment used.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way different platform, a way different mentality and way of thinking about fishing. And I mean, it is truly apples and oranges, but at the same time, it's all still fishing. You know, you're trying to outsmart these fish and give them a presentation that looks exactly like what they're feeding on. So, you know, do bass eat everything and some days walleye eat nothing? Yeah, and some days walleye will eat everything and bass won't eat nothing. So, like I said, either side you pick, you're gonna have somebody hate you.
You know, but you look at this too. I mean, the bass tournaments in the southern states of the United States are huge. Right? I mean, that's a big thing. And then you get up towards the northern side up this way, and walleye tournaments are what's big. I mean, can a person cross over? Can a bass professional come up here in the northern side and start catching walleye and make some money off of those tournaments too?
Oh, very easily.
Okay.
They said more and more of these NWT pros now you see are fishing more jigs and plastics and structure like you would see guys fishing for bass instead of your traditional jig and minnow and crankbait and bottom bouncer. You're seeing a lot more of these swim baits and Ned rigs and all this stuff that guys have been using to catch bass for years. And now it's starting to take off in the walleye world. So, you know,
are they using the plastics, Kevin, because they're sponsored by Berkeley? You know, I mean, is that the reason they're using that?
No, they're using these plastics just because they work. I mean,
Okay.
I've always been a pretty dead set live bait guy, and I am starting to get a lot more plastics in my boat as I use them, and they work. They just work and they hold up better than your live bait, honestly.
Yeah, that the whole live bait versus artificial. I mean, you're going to get into a whole argument with that, no matter who you talk to,
Yep.
right? I mean, that's one of the arguments everybody's talking about.
Yep, that's another one of them. That's another one of them arguments that you're never going to win unless you're having that conversation alone.
Or with somebody else that uses the same thing that you're using too.
Yeah.
That's the argument needed right there. But I don't. What do you? I mean, would you say that you use live bait 75% more than plastics, or what do you use when you take people out fishing?
Honestly, it depends on the day. I always have everything in the boat, whether it's, live leeches, plastic leeches, live minnows, plastic minnows, live worms, crawlers, I've got everything on the boat, and we'll run lines out and we just start, testing the waters and see what's getting bit that day.
Yeah.
One day they might want live leeches and the next day they might want plastic worms a certain color. And so you just, you run your lines out every day and you just kind of check and see what they're feeding on. Usually in the summertime, you can keep pretty consistent between leeches and worms and keep a pretty consistent bite with a color. But, just walleye are just one of them fish that, yesterday they were loving the purple and white, and now all of a sudden today they woke up and had blue on their mind, and you can't get them to bite on nothing else.
Well, Kevin, stay with me here. We're up against our next break. We'll come back. We have some questions coming in here on the chat board, and we'll get to those questions coming up your way. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues after the... Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the Door Farm Retirement Auction out of Kenmare, North Dakota, Tuesday, April 25th. The Weber online-only equipment auction in Cando, North Dakota on Thursday, May 4th. And on Friday, May 5th, the Eastern Montana Regional Equipment Auction out of Ekalaka, Montana. Tuesday, May 9th, the Blana Farm Retirement Equipment Auction in Kensal, North Dakota. For more information or to bid online, go to Pfeiffer's.com. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at dakotacommunitybank.com. That's dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and check out the Door Farm Retirement Auction out of Kenmare, North Dakota, Tuesday, April 25th. The Weber online-only equipment auction in Cando, North Dakota on Thursday, May 4th. And on Friday, May 5th, the Eastern Montana Regional Equipment Auction out of Ekalaka, Montana. Tuesday, May 9th, the Blana Farm Retirement Equipment Auction in Kensal, North Dakota. For more information or to bid online, go to Pfeiffer's.com. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dakota Prairie Outdoors, helping you out on a Saturday morning. Now, just as a mention here, the intro music that you heard is from my good friend Benny Paulson. Okay, and Kevin, you probably don't know who Benny Paulson is, but he's a Nashville recording artist. He also ranches up here in the northern Badlands here, where I live here, and also coming up on, I think it is the first weekend of May, he's doing a fundraiser in Belfield, North Dakota. Or no, Medora, in Medora. And he's going to bring back the Chris Ledoux theme songs. And if you're a Chris Ledoux fan like I am, it's going to be a lot of fun up that way. So if you're around that area in Medora, that's the place to be in the first weekend of May. So, Kevin Vaughn, are you ready for some questions that have been coming up here on the chat box?
Well, I'll do my best.
All right. Wayne says, I heard.
Honestly, as any can.
Say that again.
I said I'll answer them as honestly as any fisherman can.
Okay. Well, Wayne says, I heard that there's supposed to be a minnow shortage this year. Is that true?
Definitely seeing signs of it out here in the Black Hills.
Really?
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, I know Rapid, we tried a couple different places to get minnows, and there was none to be had. Bait shop up at the lake at Ormond, the Wheel-In Bait Shop still has minnows. Buck Stop still has a few minnows they're getting in. I believe Shields, I was in there the other day, they're restocked back up. I don't know about Cabela's. I believe the Rooster has minnows and shiners, but don't quote me on that. But
so why is there a shortage? What's the deal?
A lot of these lakes and ponds out in the country where they trap, most of them were already so low, and then we've had such a hard winter, and a lot of them just winter killed.
Gotcha.
A lot of these bait ponds just winter killed.
So the hard winter not only takes it out on the deer and everything else in the country, but also on the fishing side.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, So you're probably going to see higher minnow prices, and you know just tougher finding bait, I think. But it's still out there. A guy can find it.
So another question comes in, or a comment says that bass are more fun to catch. Walleye taste better. So I go and try to catch my walleye right away and then switch over to bass fishing. Do you see a lot of people doing that?
I guess you could. I don't know how many people actually really do it. I know, a lot of times when we're fishing for walleye, we'll get into smallmouth bass too, and they are hooking into a big smallie, just hooking into a tank. It just they'll pull drag and really make you think you got something, and then here you pull up this 3-pound fish, and it's like, oh man. But yeah, a lot of times when we're fishing for walleye, them smallmouth are right in there too, and just whichever's going to grab your bait first.
Yeah. Now, the guy that's saying that bass fisher anglers are better and more studly, he also said that tournament fishing, angling women, men, whoever you are, the boats are pretty impressive to see anymore. And one thing that I do one tournament a year, Kevin, and when you see some of these boats and these guys, man, it is a lot of money out there.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them big, and I don't know how many people realize it, but like them big Rangers, a lot of them big pro boats, you're talking $135,000 to $150,000 in them boats and I mean, they have every bell and whistle you could think of with electronics. And yeah, even my boat, and it's, believe me, nothing super fancy like what any of them guys have. You're still looking $60,000-$70,000.
Yeah, and not only that, but a lot of these guys are pulling that boat with another $100,000 vehicle.
Yeah, so yeah, a guy can get a lot of money tied up into fishing, and that's not even buying bait yet.
Yeah, but but a lot of those guys have sponsors. I mean, you see these tournament boats out there. I mean, they're sponsored up like crazy.
Yeah, the ones you see on TV and all of that, yeah, they're all sponsored. But even a lot of these boats you see at the ramp, these big Rangers, and these newer boats, I mean, you're still looking at $80,000 to $90,000 boats, and them aren't sponsored. These are guys that are just out fishing on the weekend, and so yeah, I mean.
So let me ask you this: does
the limit?
Does the boat matter to the point where do the big fancy expensive boats, are they catching more fish, or is it a keeping up with the Joneses type of thing?
More of a keeping up with the Joneses type of thing. If you can fish, you can catch them out of a John boat, and if you can't fish, I mean, a brand new Ranger fully loaded ain't going to help you none. But the thing with them bigger boats is you can handle bigger waters, right, and you can fish out in rougher conditions and stuff like that. But, as far as fishing skills, no, the boat, I mean, it can help you in a degree if you get, trolling motors now. They've got like contour follow and spot lock, and it just makes boat handlement so much easier that somebody could come out and run a boat with a lot more ease. These newer boats with these newer trolling motors, that I do believe could help people fish better, because there you're just fishing and you're not fighting the boat. I mean, with these new trolling motors, you tell it, I want to stay in 15 foot of water at 0.2 mile an hour. And then you set the controller down and you let it go. You just fish. You don't, where, as in the older days, you had to sit there and watch where your trolling motor was going, and you couldn't just put it on autopilot and not pay attention to nothing and fish. You had to, focus on fishing and focus on running the boat and watching everybody. And it just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, I guess with this new technology, I'd say it could probably make a lot of people a lot better fishermen.
So, what kind of kills me is you see technology in any aspect of outdoors, right? If you are shooting coyotes, and you get yourself a Burris Eliminator scope, people said that I was cheating because the scope does all the work for me. And then you get people like when you're bow hunting, and if you have lighted pins or if you have a rangefinder or anything, they're like, that's cheating because you should go back with the old recurve bow, right? Or a long bow. Is that the same way in the fishing world, Kevin, where if you show up and you have all the side imaging, you have down imaging, you have all these different electronics in your boat, do the anglers say that's cheating like they do in the regular hunting world?
Some of them do.
They do.
I
Okay.
mean, just like in the hunting world, the guys that don't use it and don't like it think that the guys that are using it and like it are cheating, and it gives them an unfair advantage. But at the end of the day, you can look at that fish all day long on a camera and still not get him to bite.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
that's the bottom line of it. Is yes, does it increase your chances of putting that bait in the primal spot to get that fish to bite? 100%. But that fish can sit there all day and still not bite. And I don't care how many cameras and bells and whistles and all of that you have. When that fish ain't going to bite, it just ain't going to bite.
Yeah. So how do you go about taking people out fishing when the bite is hard? I mean, say they're not active. What do you do to try to get the fish in the boat?
We just go through lineups. We'll start with, spreading lines out, running bait, slowing down. We just change presentations till it works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's literally all you can do is, start with one presentation and, don't make huge changes, make subtle changes. Maybe it's the color of your blade, so change, a color on a blade or try different blade colors. Maybe it's your bait. Maybe they want a half a night crawler instead of a full night crawler. So have a selection out there and have kind of a constant that you're running everything off of, and then slowly start to change things, one line at a time, one bait at a time. Don't run around for an hour and be like, well, they're not biting on spinners, we're going straight to crankbaits. Mm-hmm. Slow down your speed, make some adjustments, fish with baits that you're still confident with, but just adjust them one piece at a time. Don't, we're going to change this whole rig out. Change the aspect of one rig, especially if you've been out there fishing with any kind of consistency with like a color or something, or a bait, focus on changing, if one bait's been heavier than the other, stick with that bait, but maybe start changing the color of your spinners or your crankbaits. You know what I mean?
So
make your bait small.
So when you switch over to crankbaits, is what's the I know depending on which crankbait you have depends on the speed that you're supposed to pull it at, but when do you pull them out? When do you pull those crankbaits out and say, you know what, we're going to switch over to this?
Oh, that's usually what I start with is crankbaits.
Okay.
And we just run them because you can run them faster in covered ground. So I will start with different crankbaits, covering ground, and watching my side imaging. And I'll just start marking, if I'm seeing schools of fish or, a few here, there, move in, out, we'll start marking them. And then if we start going over fish and these fish just ain't biting, so we'll switch out cranks and we'll try another color and they still ain't biting. Okay, we'll switch a size. We'll go a size smaller. They still ain't biting. Okay, well, maybe these fish are kind of finicky today. Let's slow down our speed, put bottom bouncers on, and we'll go with some of these colors and we'll do, this one gets a full minnow, or full worm, half worm, minnow, leech. And we'll kind of stay with a, color pattern, how we put them out with different colors on each line, and we'll pull through them same fish again. And if nothing hits, then maybe we'll, give it 2 or 3 more passes, change out blades. Still nothing's hitting, but we got a good drift. Then we tie on jig hits. And then we start dragging stuff at the speed that, things are kind of moving more naturally with the water, and we'll go to a drift to see if that'll get them to bite. Or maybe we'll spot lock out off a point, and we'll tie on, slip bobbers and throw, slip bobbers into the wind and just kind of let them feed and drift over that area. And I mean, it's just a lot of work.
So when you're looking at this outfitting, the fishing series that you're going to be having in 3 different lakes in South Dakota, plenty of room for if you want to get in on this here. Any of this going to be weather dependent? I'd hate to say this, but the first one coming up April 29th and 30th is not very far away, and we're not done with winter yet, Kevin. I mean, is any of this weather dependent, or are you going to move it, or you know what, fish on the day it happens, because that's what you got to do?
We're pretty much we fish the day it happens. Okay. You make that personal choice at the boat launch whether or not you want to go out. But yeah, anything other than, a lightning storm with active lightning, then we're not going to send anybody out, and we'll figure it out from there. But yeah, other than that, we're fishing come rain or shine, blizzard or.
No, hold on. I mean, a lightning storm, if you're in a fiberglass boat, you should be insulated out of that. So you should be fine.
Yeah, but a lot of people use graphite rods. And, yeah.
I got a text message comes in, says, have you done any trout outfitting in the hills?
No, I do not fish for trout.
Why is that?
I just have no love or desire to catch them.
That's it, huh? You don't want to sit out there and try to fly fish and string it out over the top of the stream or anything, huh?
No, I have a buddy that he goes out to Pactola all the time and catches big lake trout, and they try and get me to come out there. I'm not that interested in it, I guess. I like going out and hanging out with him, but I mean, them big lake trout, they're kind of fun to catch, but I don't know. I'm just not into it.
Not your game, huh? So what's the easiest fish to clean?
I mean, walleye are real simple to clean. Crappie, perch, all of them are pretty simple to clean if you just flay them out. I don't clean northern. I usually don't let northerns in my boat either. I usually try and keep them in the water. Them slimy boogers, I don't clean them at all.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. They're
right up there with trout.
Oh yeah, northern and trout are your nemesis on that side. So if people are looking to go and get in on this fishing tournament, how do they get in touch with you? How do they enter, and what can they expect here?
Well, right now we get on the Facebook page. There's a waiver that needs to be filled out and sent in, or they can call me at 605-519-4286. And right now it's just opened up to the individual tournaments. You can no longer get in for team of the year, but you can get into individual tournaments. We're just trying to give the guys a little bit more prize money in there and open it up for, a guy could make one tournament instead of all 3.
Sure.
Just trying to help our anglers out a little bit and give them a little bit more prize money to fish after.
Yeah, you can find it on Facebook, Wild Walleye Outfitters. Message comes in, says, is this the wrong forum to ask catfish, have catfish discussions? What's your feeling on catfish, Kevin?
I mean, I'm always fairly disappointed when I pull one up with a bottom bouncer at the Foreman.
Disappointed. Jamie says, tell him not to feel bad. I'm not into hunting elk, moose, or sheep. People are baffled by that. So, I mean, you have that whether it's in the fishing side of things or the hunting side. Some people just like one species over the others. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
Yep. I tell people, they're asking, well, why don't you go bow hunter? Why don't you? Man, I can't afford any more hobbies. Fishing takes all my money.
But you got to rephrase that. If your wife is in earshot, you have to say something like, fishing is the only thing that makes me money.
Oh, she knows better.
Come on now.
I've been telling that lie for 5 years, Scott. I think she's finally caught on to me.
We can make
Especially since she fills out the taxes.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, but in the tax side of things, that's not a true representation of what you do in a year. You got to show that you made a loss. I mean, that's what most people try to do, right? I mean, no matter what happens.
Yeah, except for in my case, I don't really have to try. It's just there.
It's just a built-in loss right away here. But here's the thing. If you don't keep updating your boat and your electronics and all your gear, you're going to have to pay the IRS. And, we don't want Joe Biden to go out and have all your money now and and send it overseas. Come on.
Exactly. China gets enough of our money the way it is.
That's right. Wild Walleye Outfitters. Not only is the fishing tournament coming up starting at the end of this month, but if you want to get in and get some fishing done in the western side of South Dakota, Kevin's the guy to call. You started it out. Looks like you got plenty of sponsors here for the tournament. Plus, you can go out individually and have a little bit of fun that way. So I appreciate you coming on the program, making time for me here on a Saturday morning. And, I know if it would have been a little bit warmer, you'd probably been out fishing at this point, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we would have been doing this show from the boat if
yes,
it would have been a little feasible.
Once again, give out your phone number so people can get in contact with you.
605-519-4286. Go ahead, give us a call. You just want to know how the bite's going, just give us a call and we'll let you know.
Perfect. Kevin, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me on, Scott. Always a pleasure. You have a great day.
You too. Kevin Vaughn, Wild Walleye Outfitters. Eat some meat, drink some milk, have yourself a great weekend. All right, thank you, stations. Kevin, thanks again, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. You have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Have a good one. See ya.
Bye.
All right. Well, that one ranks up there with what I tell my wife about racing. Yeah, I do the same thing about ranching side of things. Honey. Thanks, Wayne. Appreciate that. I have to invest in in a different horse. I have to invest in this. I got to invest. This is all about the ranching side of things, right? Got to have those write-offs, I guess. So, hey, let's see. If you're interested in this fishing tournament, actually, I'm going to give a person a call here right after the show. April 29, 30th, May 13, 14, and June 10 and 11. 3 different lakes on it's Angostura, south of the hills. Orman up there by the Belfouche Spearfish area, and then Shade Hill by Lemon. And those are the 3 places if you want to get in on that fishing tournament. Be a lot of fun. With only 12 people in there, you're looking at getting paid out pretty darn decent. So have fun with that. You guys have a good day. I got to go check some cows and get ready to do some other things. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in.